back to Gut Health Week. We are doing a series of videos and have previously talked about the role that diet plays in the formation of your gut microbiome, prebiotics, probiotics. And today I'm here to talk to you about ways for us to ramp up our plant food consumption. So we've previously talked about how the #1 predictor of a healthy gut is the diversity of the plants that you eat. And this is where we need to talk about, okay, so how can we actually make this happen? It's all about doing one simple thing per week and building up momentum. And over the course of time, you're gonna find that this is going to work for you and you're gonna enjoy the way that you feel. Start with the foods that you love. And so if there are plant foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains that you really enjoy, I would focus on those foods first. And you can start adding in other things that go with them. But first things first, let's focus on getting more of the ones that you really enjoy. Your taste buds are connected to your gut microbiome. As your microbiome starts to evolve, you will find that your taste for certain foods will evolve as well. And so something that you don't necessarily love today, if slowly over the course of time you make changes to your diet, you may actually start to fall in love with those foods and be craving them and really want them as a part of your daily routine, as opposed to feeling like it's a burden that you're trying to overcome by consuming those foods. The other thing that I wanted to address directly today is people who get upset stomach when they eat plants. And so gas, bloating, or changes in your bowels. And the question is, where does that come from? And the answer to that question is that the part of our food that produces these symptoms is generally something called FODMAPs, FODMAPs, which is an acronym standing for fermentable oligosaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols, and you don't need to worry about that. That is a mouthful, but basically it just means sugars, which are good sugars, found in your food that are fermented by your intestines and turn into gas. And many times these sugars are actually the prebiotic fiber that we're talking about. And so let me give you an example. The gluten-free diets are very popular right now. And so many people are avoiding wheat, barley, and rye because they feel better when they go gluten-free. And that's because wheat, barley, and rye contain something called fructans. And fructans are FODMAPs. What this means is that fructans are fermented inside the intestine and can produce gas. And fructans are also prebiotic. And this is the reason why wheat, barley, and rye are actually, to me, when I look at the studies, health-promoting foods. And so the elimination of wheat, barley, and rye by going gluten-free, people do feel better on a short-term basis because they've eliminated the fructans. What I'm here to say to you today is that I don't want you to eliminate these foods. What I want you to do is to identify the foods that are causing these symptoms and then moderate them. And so there's a process that you can go through called the low FODMAP diet. And it may involve help from a nutritionist, and it may involve temporarily eliminating these foods for anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks, and then reintroducing them one by one to identify where your food triggers are. And once you know your food triggers, that doesn't mean that you get rid of those foods, because to get rid of them can actually cause damage to the microbiome. What that means is that you moderate those foods, and by moderating those foods, you can control the digestive symptoms that you've been having. And over the course of time, it's like building up a muscle, honestly. So over the course of time, your gut gets stronger and stronger and stronger. My challenge to you today is to identify what foods that are plant-based foods that you love. Make a list, and you can keep that list as short or as long as you want. But then I want you to pick something from that list, and I want you to find a recipe that you'll do sometime in the next week. And for more information, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at TheGutHealthMD, and also make sure to follow the Bad Yogi at Bad Yogi Official. See you soon.